2023 up against the youngster in Impey. And plays underway here. There's the fly from Impey. Won that first half. Ground level ball. Could have been a free kick to Shea, but the umpire let it go. Loose ball, get pressure on early. Sullivan cop one high. And he'll get the first kick against Parente. He wastes no time, the former Panther. Right foot kick to an open forward line. It's a terrific grab taken there by Myers. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal 49 metres out in the opening minute of the game.
Good start.
So, the matchup on Myers was open for debate. I thought Jake Owen might have gone to him, but that hasn't eventuated. But again, robbing Peter to pay Paul, you've got to try and win the game, not save it, as one texted me last night. One white good, albeit the fridge. Myers set sail. Has he got the duty? He has. An impressive start to the Devils. And they get the opener via Billy Myers. So my response to that, if you don't send Owen to Myers, it might be all over before you think. And that's an ominous start, an ominous warning for the Cobras early. Darley with the opener via Myers. And a good start there for Impey.
Yeah, no, very good tap ruckman and very good ruckman in the Coates League, and has gone on in this competition as well, Todd.
Back in the middle of the ground, it'll be Gertz with the fly. Impey stayed down on that occasion, won the tap, but Gertz knocked it to the advantage of Shea. He was knocked off the footy. Ground level ball. McKercher was in and under, as he so often is, the little Cobra. And there'll be a ball up, attacking side of the middle of the ground for the Cobras.
Interesting matchup. Nixon on Brady Wright, and playing in defence, Brady Wright.
Impey with the tap. Ground level ball. And there'll be a reset. So Darley with the opening goal through Myers. They're 6. Bacchus Marsh, no score. Been playing to tick over 2 minutes. Impey with that tap. Into the bread basket of Denham, had it knocked away from him. Gertz found McCreary, who got it to Porter at his non-preferred. Shallow first forward 50 entry was Owen v. Brett. Ball spat forward. Porter kept running. His kick was ricocheted into a traffic of players. Bees to a honeypot. There'll be a ball up 49 metres out from the Bacchus Marsh goal. The restart. Tap one by Impey. Bewley applies the tackle. Again, numbers around the footy. Plenty of players with a full tank of energy to engage here and release some of the anxiety ahead of this big clash here today. Tap one by Impey. Just sharked out of the congestion there by Cadman. Got plenty of it. Got it towards half-back. Young took on the, as a party, took on the would-be tackler. Only went as far as Huxtable. He got it to Ogden. Back to Huxtable. So a couple of disposals early there for the youngster. The improving mid for the Cobras. Ground ball. Chance for Cadman. Hand pass meant for Page. Cut off there by Freeman. Got a touch of the fumbles. Finally shoveled it out. Only as far as Cadman. They got it to Page. Freeman, ball to boot, only as far as Collie. The gather was good, and the composure was better. He took a bounce through traffic, nearly found the back of Impey, and then the Devils have coughed it up. So poor connection and a turnover. As Shea goes lateral to Craig, who went short to half forward. To McKercher, over his head, Owen presented. Wheeled onto that right boot, kick out in front of Porter. Howell had seen a dozen. Huxtable gathered. He was tackled, slung to the ground. Lucky to get away with that was Lahure, the former Cobra. Bewley, how about that for a kick? Found Spiteri. He didn't have the break stride. He's got a paddock. He took a bounce. The Gertz chase was good. Put pressure on the kick, and it was turnover. And Lafranchi on half-back goes laterally to broadcast side and found Craig. To Huxtable on centre wing out of side. Good kick. Half forward. Mark taken in by Kovacevic. He lowered the eyes. Went in direction of Huxtable. The spoil was good. Ground ball. Bewley. Found Denham. Got it towards Lahure. Awkward kicking style. Got it to half forward. Myers the target. Underwater was good. Chance here for Adam as a party. Hand pass inboard. Found Joel Cadman. The vision was good. Gained about 10 metres to his side with a lateral hand pass to Page, who's got time to send the ball forward. Players set themselves. Ground level opportunity here for Adam as a party. Forced to go by hand as Lafranchi met him front on. They engage by hand here. Chance for Ogden to get the Cobras out of trouble, and the kick was good, and found Kovacevic on half-back. He played on, gave it back to Ogden, who broke the line and took a second bounce, got a touch of the fumbles, then got the composure. How about that for a kick off the side of the boot? And Cadman did the defensive thing and went searching for the boundary line and found it in the end. Was almost lucky to get away with it because it was every bit deliberate. There'll be a boundary throw in 20 metres around from the Cobra goal.
Cadman, young Joel on Joel Freeman. Brett on Owen.
Duncan Cadman.
Duncan Cadman, sorry, Todd.
Boundary throw in. Cobras in attack here. Darley with the only goal. He just knocked it in front of him. Meant for Bewley. Fell into the hands of Young, who got it to Joel Cadman. Searching kick out in front of Page, who started well. Put it out in front of Collie McKercher, applying the pressure. Page somehow kept it in. He's got Young inside. Cobras just gave up the ghost there far too easily. So Cadman's under the punt. That was a good tackle from Marsh. We're lucky to get away with it in the end. Loose ball found Page. He got it to Collie. Confident kick along the line. Found Myers, who marked. On a good track here at Darley Park. Out of centre wing. No real influential breeze to speak of. No rain about. And Myers, with the opening goal of the game, goes along the line. Pretty poor kick in the end. Found Gertz, walked out of bounds on the full. Take your pick. But it's the latter who prevailed. The line, and Gertz will take the resultant free kick. He goes back to Bissell, who switches play, and the kick's okay to Porter, who went long, out direction of Parente. How will it sit? Clean bowled him. Allowed Joel Cadman into the contest. He needs to bend, and he didn't, because Parente applied the pressure, went the soccer. Kick was cut off there by Sullivan, and the squarey kick was okay to Spiteri. Just tried to tip it over the top. Cobra's got the outnumber here. And it's Craig with ball in hand. So Craig goes to half forward. Nixon presents. Couldn't take the mark. Ground level opportunity here. Huxtable presents. Good pressure there from the youngster. Whistle a minute. Somehow just spewed out. Darley got on the right end of it through Denham, who went short and found Adam as a party. He wheeled and go to half forward. Page has been good early. Marked on true centre half forward. Can go long to Myers. And Myers swings back into the lead and found him.
Good lead. Good kick.
So Billy Myers with ball in hand. Marks in front of Underwater and just gave him a little bit of a reminder. So Myers, about 55 metres out from goal, has a chance to add to the Devils' opener of the afternoon. Tick over 7.5 minutes gone. Darley 6, lead Bacchus Marsh, no score. If any, breeze favouring the Bacchus Marsh end.
I think it's across the ground, Todd.
Yeah, to the pocket. So it'll be Myers. Got plenty on the kick. It's bending back. Maybe not far enough and knocked through by Gertz, who did well to get back onto the last line. Some lazy ruckmen don't do that, Fridge. And Gertz was up to it, and he knows his footy.
Yeah, you see it in the AFL, and they should be the best at doing it right, Todd.
So it'll be Parente, who assumes the kicking in duties, and found Owen. He took a juggling chest mark in the end. Devils seemed to make a bit of a meal of that. It was all a bit too easy. Went along the line to Graham. Dropped what he should have taken. Went to ground. Baker back into the side. Had his first little welcome back touch. Devils giving away a free kick here. Matthew Brett
Shea.
On Shea. Paul kick. Went for Kovacevic. But Owen ran back and took a nice mark and played on. He started well. Goes in the Nixon direction. The spoil was good there from Lahoure. Chance for Wright with his first touch. Tackle taken into the ground there by Freeman. And the umpire said, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. Some 35, 40 metres out from the Cobra goal. Been playing near 9 minutes opening term here. Darley lead by a goal. Tap one by Impey. Gained about 8 or 9 metres. Page. Tackled there by McKercher. Good pressure there from the youngster.
Applying some really good pressure, McKercher.
Yep. Page being instrumental early in the opening 10 minutes.
See the kick going in forward before when Nixon, just a little bit more elevation, takes the mark and they're in again.
Ball up. Use of the body from Gertz on Impey was good. Won the tap only as far as a party. Baker with his first touch. Went straight into the bread basket of Gertz, who had to get rid of it. Found Parente, was tackled, taken to the ground. Ball up on half forward broadcast side. So Darley 7, lead Bacchus Marsh, no score. Tap one by Myers. Ground level ball. Baker might have copped one high, accidental. Parente high up and under kick, goes forward. Owen went the spoil. Trying to keep it in there was Kamarkovic. He couldn't. And then be a boundary throw in. Some 40 metres around from the Cobra goal. So McCreary hasn't touched it in the opening 10 minutes, Fritz.
No, been quiet, Todd.
Boundary throw in. Cobra's in attack here. Going to see Spence Jenks on the ground here. Apple zone. Ingham found Page. He got it to Baker. There's the first test of the hammy. Got it to half back. Shea at ground level.
Kick.
Got it towards Bissell, who got it to Ogden. His kick was smothered. Now he's got to go through traffic. Friendly fire there from McCreary. Met Ogden before Page and Adam as a party affected a stoppage.
I think McCreary's got the run roll with Bewley. So
ball up. Yep.
Negating his game a bit, Todd.
Gertz, tap, down, Shea, tackle, taken to the ground by Joel Cabot, and there'll be a ball up 50 metres out from the Cobra goal. Sunbury 8, lead Ballarat, no score. It's the only score of anything going on at the moment. Spence Jenks, first touch. Hand pass, meant for Nixon. Ended up gathering it on the half volley, swarmed by a couple of Devils. And there'll be a repeat stoppage. So just a bit of scrappiness creeping into the game with some repeat stoppage, but that'll happen with players with full tanks. Ball up, tap one by Owen. Knocked further afield there by Spence Jenks, only as far as Matthew Bretters. Hand pass meant for Page, was knocked over the line by Owen for a boundary throw-in. 40 metres around from the Cobra goal. So Darley 7, lead Bacchus Marsh, no score. Myers with the only goal. Tap one by Impey, ground level ball. Graham was good. Gathered, but tackled, but managed to get a hand pass away. Couldn't extricate out of the congestion. Found McCurch. He was powered up by Z Stratton. Ball up 40 metres out from the Cobra goal.
Good to see Z Stratton back in the side, Todd.
Yeah, indeed. And Spiteri.
Yep.
So Impey with the second attempt. Knocked the ball towards the defensive 50. Ogden was there to mop it up. Went by hand to Parente. Kick in the Freeman direction. He sets himself. Oh, he's taken a beauty. Gee, he had numbers against and almost the fall of the ball against, but he kept his eye on it. He took a telling mark and played on, and he gets the Cobras first. And they're back within a point here at Darley Park. The Devils 1-1-7, and Freeman kicks the Cobras first of the afternoon, 1 goal straight 6.
You know, protected the space, Todd, and used his body well, and he's got a bit of strength about him, so, yeah, good mark.
So Freeman in his 6th game for the Cobras this year has 15 goals. Oh, and of course the leading goal scorer for the Cobras with 20. Cobras have 3 players with 10 or more goals. In 2023, the Devils have 5, led by Myers on 25 goals. So there's a point in it here, just the way we want to see this derby unfold under overcast skies, but a good seeing day here. No real wind, no bright sun, no glare. Pleasant change from a fortnight ago. Tap one by Gertz at the restart. McCreary didn't bend, clean bowled him. How will it spill out? Denham just probably had more time than he thought. Found Spiteri, who got it to Sullivan, back through traffic, took them on, and then sent the ball forward. Players set themselves. It's a grab. And the mark's been taken there by Gardner.
One jet to another jet, Todd.
Well, he's got a good pair of hands for a little boat.
And got a decent leap on him too.
And of course, a couple of players over the journey at Darley to wear the number 14 have also had a leap.
Yes.
The cousins, father and son.
Yep.
Let's see how Gardner can finish off. Makes no mistake. Devils get the response through Gardner. Still every bit brimming with confidence after his Mark of the Year contender fortnight ago against Sebastopol. And Gardner gets his first. Darley get their second. Tick over 14 minutes gone in this opening term. Darley 2-1-13. Lead Bacchus Marsh 1 goal straight 6.
That young Sullivan, Todd, what's his story about him? What's the background with Sullivan? Where's he from?
Melton South.
Melton South, yep.
Yeah, left the Panthers. The other Sullivan, Brody, went to Melton, and Billy came to Darley. So good to see him sort of not getting caught up in the hustle and bustle there. Just had a bit of composure and
backed himself, put the afterburners on, and he took off.
So Sullivan and Myers, the goal scorers for the Devils. Freeman has the Cobras goal. Tap one by Gertz. Ground level ball. McCreary couldn't gather. Graham could, though. And there's a clearance there from Graham. Set the ball forward. It was Nixon at the back. Couldn't impact Matthew Brett. Every bit of experience. Strong overhead. Now goes to the members' side of the ground. The kick was good and found Bewley. Good pressure there from Graham, but the kick got to half-forward. Gardner couldn't take the mark. The previous goal scorer, but they're away here. The Devils through Spiteri, and the kick was terrific. And found Cadman, who just chipped it over the top to Bishop. Oh, had plenty of it. Umpire didn't pay the mark. Ground level ball, and the Cobras can clear it up through Lafranchi. He goes with the right foot out in the direction of Kovacevic. He gathers just inside the boundary line. Back to the co-captain in Lafranchi. Along the line to Huxtable. Couldn't take the mark. Went to ground. And the Devils have got numbers through Joel Cadman. But the kick was poor. Cut off there by Xavier Jenks. But not before he took the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. On half-forward, outer side of the ground for Darley.
It's a good lead-up by Riley Huxtable there. Todd was just the pressure of the defender was in Zane Lahura was a bit too good.
Boundary throw-in on half-forward. Not much in this game. Gertz with the tap. Pressure was good from Denham on Shea. A couple of inside mids there combining to create a stoppage. Ball up. Tap one there by Johnson. Found Bewley. Left foot kick inside 50. Look out. There's a mark taker there in front. I thought Myers was going to come crashing through, but you wouldn't believe it. It's Gardner again. He's just in the spots where you would see key forwards running into. I'm not sure he's supposed to be there, but that's 2 marks right in the in the dangerous area.
Yeah, no, he's known as a winger type player at the Jets. So yeah, no, he's playing a deep forward role here today, Todd.
So Gardner with a shot on goal. How's the accuracy? It's fading away to the right. He might have snuck it in, Gardner, and he has. So Gardner gets his second. Darley get their third of the afternoon. And the Devils, 3-1-19, lead Bacchus Marsh 1 goal straight 6.
Terrific start for a young fella, and he's not all that tall either, Todd, so marking like a 6'4".
He just brings an added dimension to his game. If he didn't have that skill set overhead and he was just a chest mark player, it closes a lot of doors for him. Back in the middle of the ground here, it'll be Gertz who won that tap to Shea, tackled by Denham. Not before he got a hand to Huxtable, who dropped it, but it didn't have a great deal of pride. The umpire made the right call to let it go. Fell into the hands of Gertz, dribbling ball to half forward. Terrific gather by Porter. Threw it onto the left boot, 2-on-2. Freeman's one of those for the Cobras. Couldn't get hand on it. Spence Jenks could, and he's kicked it out.
We'll never hear the end of that, Bill.
Well, that's just about earned him another game next week. Williams will be filthy fresh. Yeah. But I tell you, he'll be happy. Dean Jenks watching 2 of his young blokes go around today. Speak of Xavier and Spence, and he'll enjoy the replay, Spence. He won't have to look long into that replay for that goal, of course, because it only took him 18 and a half minutes to kick his first of the day.
Willie Scott on the presser on Wednesday night.
He might even quit. I'm too good for that. Tap one by Gertz. He might have to do his own mopping up. Ground level ball. McCreary nearly in fringe. Umpire said no. And there'll be a ball up in the middle of the ground. Darley 19. Bacchus Marsh 12. Near 19 minutes gone opening term. Gertz with the tap. This time Denham bailed up there by Shea. Bewley got boot to ball. Territory kick inside 50. Leonard presents. Couldn't gather those. Spiteri been busy. Tackled. Fired the hair pass out. Opportunity here for Matricati. He went by hand. Got it back at the end. He'll steady the ship. Good vision. Found Denham. Dropped a soda. Got time to run back onto that left boot though. And fired Baker. Umpire didn't pay the mark. Didn't go the required distance. Ground level ball here. 50-50 opportunity. Just sharked by the Devils. Hacked forward. Bewley at ground level. Couldn't take the mark. Here's Bishop. Oh, excellent hand pass there at ground level. Out of defence there from Parente.
Gates.
And Gates went with the kick towards outer centre wing. Chance here for Page, who conceded by hand. Did well to Lahure.
Oh, good contest.
Massive fly there. Ball at ground level. Chance here for the Devils. Spills out to Baker. Got plenty on the kick. 1-on-1 in the goal square. Players set themselves. Johnson couldn't take the mark. But the umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go the Cobras' way.
Holding.
Against Johnson for a hold. It'll be underwater with Pauline Hand. It'll go short to Parente. So not out of trouble yet, the Cobras, as they try and chip their way out of defence. Fell into the hands of Bissell, who hugged the boundary line, kicked towards Huxtable. He got a favourable bounce, went in forward towards Gates, who got ball on boot, had more time than he thought, and turned the ball over.
Kicked it to nobody.
And Lahure's got Bewley. Overcooked the kick. Owen went through traffic and did well. Conceded by hand to Shea. Got it to Huxtable. Lowered the eyes. Oh, you want to be quick here, Cadman, because Kabarkovic is at the back. Huxtable kept running. I speak of Josh. His tick was smothered, only went into the hands of Bewley. He got it to Dedham. His second effort was good. Able to sit there for the former Blunt and Cobra. Caught one high. The umpire saw it. And then got a little push from Huxtable. Just to let him know it's game on here. Kick went out wide to centre wing, looking there towards Collie. But they got numbers here, the Cobras, through McCreary. That's holding the ball. But the umpire let it go. Collie got it to Bewley, searching hair pass. Found Matt Riccardi. Went behind Collie. He'll get a free kick holding the man.
Geez, the pressure's good, Todd.
Indeed. And they let it go through Sullivan, who sent the kick out wide to half forward. Johnson, the target. Excellent one grab touch there from Porter. The vision was terrific. Who sent the ball towards half forward to Gates. He's got Owen over the top. He likes to go long towards Cadman. Had to dive to his shoelaces to impact the contest. And then the reinforcements arrived. It'll be a ground level ball here.
He's going to play on the ball.
And there'll be a ball up 40 metres out from the Cobra goal.
It took long enough.
Sunbury 16 lead Ballarat, no score. Darley 19 here, lead Bacchus Marsh 12. Near 22 minutes gone. Opening turn, ball up, tap one by Impey. Shea wanted the free, umpire said no. Chance for Joel Cabot, who got it to Denham. Blind kick with the left foot across the body. Got it to half forward. Devils have got numbers here through Joel Cadman. Got it to Riley Matricardi's hand passes intercepted there by Gertz, who threw ball on the boot. It did well, the big fella, who found Owen, who presented and took a mark on the chest. About 40 metres out from goal on an acute angle.
Good vision by Gertz, Todd.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, we're a bit lucky with the execution. A bit of a helicopter kick, but Owen presenting.
Created the smother, created the play.
But reward for Owen getting in front and getting that separation. And it'll be Owen, who's kicked 20 goals for the Cobras this year. We'll have a shot on goal as he walks away from us. Kick's not bad. He'll go across the face. Won't get the journey. Doesn't get knocked through. The mark's being taken by Wright on the last line. He's added a bit of size, Fridge, from the last time I saw him. I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm talking about the last time we saw him play senior footy for the Devils in that elimination final against Ballarat. So Adam Azzopardi goes short to Young, dropped what he should have taken, put himself under more pressure, had to go back by hand to Adam Azzopardi, got it to Duncan Cabin. He showed a bit of poise, penetrating kick, Gertz at the back couldn't take the mark. Free kick against Spiteri every day of the week for a hold. And it'll be Shea on half forward for the Cobras. So they've kept themselves in at the Cobras. Right foot kick, goes forward. Freeman the fly, couldn't take it. Ground level ball, who's there? Chance here for Young. Now he'll look to go short towards Sullivan, who's got some separation, so he's got time to gather and get it to Cadman. And the kick found Matt Riccardi, who'll want to make amends for that last exit disposal, and the right foot kicks a ripper and found Baker, in fact. So Baker with Pauline Hand on half forward, out of sight. Kicks the kick low and found Myers. Terrific kick there from Baker.
Good kick. Good lead.
And a lead present and mark taken there by Myers. Probably too far out to score. 50 metres, 55 metres out up against the boundary line. So he squares the kick. Players set themselves. Johnson under the ball, couldn't gather. Ground level opportunity here
Porter
for McCreary. With an exit kick, got plenty of it. Got it to outer centre wing. Lahure at an awkward mark. Couldn't take it at the end. Then went to ground. And beats to a honeypot ball up out of centre wing. Darley 19, Bacchus Marsh 12, near 25 minutes gone. Opening turn. Cobras well in this game. They've done well. Ball up, tap one by Gertz. Ground ball. Chance here for Shea. Pressure was good from the Devils, and there'll be a repeat stoppage on true centre wing outer side. Stick with us on Apple 98.5 FM today. All the action from Darley Park. Young through traffic. Threw the ball onto the boot, got it towards half forward. Myers presents. Couldn't keep it in before he was ushered over the line. And there'll be a throw in 50 metres around from the Darley goal. Out of sight of that very wide pocket. There'll be a throw in. How do you rate the crowd, Fridge?
Yeah, not a bad little crowd, Todd.
Tap one by Myers. Found Cadman. Speak of Joel. Kick to the top of the square. There was a fly there from Johnson. Couldn't hang on to it. And they'll get out of trouble through Bissell. That was the longest kick of the day. Must have gone 65 metres. Right, just didn't touch the ball or body. Put Lahure under the pump, who went to ground. And then stoppage eventuated purely there to ensure the Cobras could not exit. So there'll be a repeat. Ball up here. Through traffic goes Adam Azapati. Got it to Denham. He got forward to the contest. Sent the ball forward. Johnson couldn't gather on the half. Volley, but he got numbers through Bishop. Left foot kick. Goes in the Myers direction. Good use of the body. And he took a clever mark. Made it look easy, Myers, but it's a difficult caper, that forward caper, Fridge.
Yeah, pushed back on his opponent, and then ball was very high up in the air and just got that little bit of separation, Todd, and protected the space as well.
So Myers with a shot on goal to come here. The Devils will want this goal going into the quarter time break there. They lead by 7. 19 plays 12 here. Myers already with 1. Gardner with 2. So a chance of Myers to slot it through.
Got it.
And he does. So his boots on today, Myers. He has 2 in the opening term. And he joins Gardner as the multiple goal scorers for Darley. And they extend. .27.5 minutes gone opening term here. Darley 25, lead Bacchus Marsh 12.
The Devils seem to have more numbers around the contest when the ball is out loose.
Yeah.
You know, and they've got blokes sort of backing up and accepting that handball and driving forward, Todd.
Yeah, good observation, Fred. Yeah, the ground ball outnumber from the Devils.
Yeah.
That's probably been the difference
correct
in the game.
Yep.
And the Cobras' forward thrusts have really just been on the back of Darley turnover.
Correct.
Back in the middle of the ground here, on the back of that second goal to Myers. Gertz went, won the tap, found Huxtable. He was barred up there by Joel Cadman. Ground ball here, Bewley, one of those. Paid through traffic, got hands to Denham, who got it to Young. Kavakovic just loping behind Young. Kick went forward, guess who? Myers has got it again.
Needs to be better than that, Jack.
So 55 metres out from goal. Myers, grubbery kick. Paul won at that. Open the door here for a turnover here for the Cobras. They'll get out of trouble. High up and under kick it in the middle of the ground. They could have raffled it there, the Devils, but Denham in front took a chest mark. As Matthew Brett presented at the back. So deep in time on here. Denham goes lateral to Page, who puts it onto the boot. He goes forward. Players set themselves, and it's Gertz who's worked back behind the footy and took a nice mark and went lateral to the wide pocket to Parente. So Parente with ball in hand. How long left in this quarter, Vic?
Great.
Siren sounds for quarter time here. And the local derby round 13 action. It's Darley 4-1-25 who lead Bacchus Marsh 2 goals straight, 12.
Yeah, no, interesting.
Player away, second term here. Darley kick to the Bacchus Marsh end. Ground ball. McCurry couldn't gather. Page could. Got it towards Denham. High up and under kick to half forward. Chance there for Parente. Breezy ball couldn't mark it cleanly. And Bissell. Ball ended up in his hands, and he was carried over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Well, it's a good option. Like if you caught in a corner like that, we just got to embrace the tackle, and that's it.
Indeed. Boundary throw-in.
Don't have to do anything special.
Darley lead by 13 points. Opening minutes, second term here. Overcast skies. Gertz with the front spot. Nearly landed on Denham's head, mind you. Matricati got the gather. Hand pass meant for Azapati, who was strong, but his hand pass let him down. Allowed Shea back into the contest. Good commitment from both players. There'll be a ball up 49 metres out from the Darley goal.
Once again, at the stoppage, the Darley player gets the run onto the footy top.
Ball up, it'll be Gertz and Impey. Give that tap to Gertz, only as far as Bewley. Managed to get a hand pass away to Joel Cadman, who was okay in that first quarter. Right foot kick, went in direction there of Johnson. Good use of the body. The ball spilled free towards Riley Matricati. His kick was smothered, allowed Xavier Jenks to gather. His kick was meant for McKercher. Got it to him on the bounce. He's got some toe. Collie not short of some toe of his own. He gathered. They got numbers that she spoke of, Fridge. And through Adam Azapati, got it back to Collie. And that was good play from Collie. That was his best passage of play for the year. And Brett Bewley loped onto that left boot. From inside the centre square, got plenty on the kick. Myers has got the sit at the back. Mark and all free. No. Umpire let it go. And it got ushered over the line for a boundary throwing. Well, it certainly wasn't a mark, but there was some obstruction there.
Well, front on, I thought, Todd.
Boundary throwing to take place. Devils into attack. Bewley near double figures already. On the possession front. Throw in. Gertz won that tap. McCreary got a touch of the fumble. Chance of Joel Cadman. Got by hand towards Page. Sent the ball forward. Players set themselves. Spoil on the ball from Underwater. Went boundary side. Bissell had to gather as the ball just sort of stopped at its point, and he was carried over the line for a boundary throw-in. So the Devils into attack. Opening couple of minutes here in this second term.
Better set up by the Marsh this week. Forwards have rolled right up.
Boundary throw-in. Tap one by Gertz. Got it towards Porter. Could have got one in the back there from Pages.
He's had his knee in his back. Seriously.
Freeman indicated, or Fridge indicated, and there'll be a ball up 45 metres out from the Darley goal. So it'll be Gertz and Johnson on this occasion. Tap one by Gertz, went searching towards Huxtable, didn't bend, but then he got a second chance, went back through traffic, didn't see anyone there, somehow got a U-turn, went out in the direction there towards Owen, could have been pushed, the umpire agreed, and there'll be a free kick to Owen, who was handy in that opening term too, Fridge.
Yeah, no, let up good, and that's what we were lacking last week.
So this is what McCreary needs. He just got a nice little chip, and then he went squarely to Huxtable, who marked on the corner of half-back. Speaking of Riley, who went short to Gertz. So Gertz with ball in hand.
No.
Goes along the line, next to the target. Didn't read it that well. Overcooked the kick at the end. Lahure took the mark and played on to Impey. Showed a bit of evasive skills to get it to Collie. Ran his measure.
Good Jack.
Tumbling kick. Went boundary side of Johnson. Riley Huxtable and LaFranchi. Happy to see it over the line for a throw-in.
That's better from Kovacevic. That's what you want to see. Pressure.
So no score added to the quarter-time scores here. Darley still lead by 13 points. 25 leads 12. And all of the opening minutes played in the Devils' front half. Tap in this quarter. Tap one by Gertz. Now Bewley through traffic. Good pressure tackle there from Shea. Forced Bewley to go by hand, only as far as Craig. He got it to Bissell, to McCreary. So a couple of touches for McCreary early in this second term. The kick went out of bounds on the full. As that breeze just got a little bit hold of it. So Brett chips it towards Denham, who marks. Outer side centre wing. Split the yardage from true centre wing of the boundary line. He concedes to Lahure, the former Cobra, who went short to Young, who's got some space now. And he goes with the right foot kick in the Leonard direction. Gertz in front. An infringement against Leonard. There every day of the week. And Gertz will take the resultant free kick. And a chance for the Cobras to get out of trouble once again.
What was the free kick for, Todd?
Well, push and or hold. Take your pick.
Really?
So Gertz goes to the members' side of the ground towards half-back. Adam Azapati overran the footy. Huxtable was good. Got to tell Frankie that's holding the ball. He's a bit stiff there. Just plenty of purchase on that body contact from Spiteri to deny LaFranchi that kick. So he goes with the right foot kick. Goes in the Cadman direction. Speaking of Joel, couldn't gather. Went through his hands.
Got a run.
Probably dropped what he should have taken. And the loose ball fell in the hands of McCreary, who got it towards half-back. Owen's bailed up there by Brett. And the whistle will sound. And as we saw in that opening term, after that opening goal to Myers, there was really an arm wrestle that prevailed for the next 8 or 9 minutes, Fridge.
Yeah, no, you're right, Todd. There's no big pardons in this game.
So Gertz was strong. Then he was tackled, taken to the ground before he could find an effective disposal through the traffic. So he did well, the big fella.
Doesn't he make you earn your kicks, Brett?
He does, yep. He's been good today. Ball up. Tap one by Gertz. Ground ball. Page went the thump only as far as McCreary. Found Huxtable on the outside. Chip kick found Nixon. Outstretched hands. Just marked it just inside the boundary line. So Nixon with ball in hand. Goes with the right foot kick towards the attacking 50. On the target. The fly at the back was terrific from Wright. And he switched play. Wasted no time. Kick's dangerous. Cut off and the mark's been taken. And it'll be Freeman with ball in hand. He'll go back and have a shot on goal. Just read it beautifully there, Freeman. Just right. I mean, the kick and training would have hit there, Fridge, but when you had 18 opposition players on the ground, there's more to be asked of the execution.
You've got to be 100% with those ones going back across the ground, Toddy.
So Freeman, taking advantage of that stretch with his height, was able to intercept that kick from Wright. And he'll kick from about 50. Distance shouldn't be a problem for him.
No.
Accuracy is on this occasion. Just sort of leant back on the kick.
He did.
And it went off to the right. So the kick in, that was better from Wright. Found Page inside the Devils' defensive 50. So now it's up to the Devils to negotiate their way out of trouble. And they'll go short to Bewley. Just iconically goes with a 45 kick to Joel Cabin, who gave it back to Page, who went with the right foot kick. How about that for a kick if you don't mind? And they're away here on outer centre wing through Duncan Cadman. Goes in direction of Gardner. Gates did well to get a bit of pressure on the ball. It might have been Meeson, in fact. Chance here for Craig, who went along the wing. Terrific diving mark right in front of the members there, if you don't mind. Taken there by Cadman. So he'll go short, and it's okay. And it's Lahure now. He'll go further backwards to Matthew Brett. So he'll look for the switch. He'll go into the middle to Joel Cabin, who started this game well. Right foot kick. Bit of circle work going on here. So Devils just trying to get some separation, but the Cobras have been corralling well. Ogden and Page, one-on-one. Page one out, went by hand towards Ingham. Lowered the eyes. Kick meant for Matt Triccardi. Meeson did the backing up, went by hand to Shea, got it to McCreary. Bissell kept running, got the handball received, and went along the line to outer centre wing. Owen's got a couple to beat, he'll be quite happy to see it. Bounce over the line for a boundary throw-in. Attacking side of centre wing, out of side of the ground for the Cobras.
Bissell continue on from last week, Todd. He's been a solid defender for him this year.
He has, and improving type. Darley 25, lead Bacchus Marsh 12. Sunbury 30, lead Ballarat 1. Boundary throw-in. Tap one by Impey, meant for Bewley. Shea got a hand on it, but not before Joel Cabin intercepted and got it to Baker, who went to the attacking 50. Diving chest mark.
Numbers again.
Spoiled there by Bissell. Bishop gathered. Leonard got a touch of the fumble. Bailed up there by Craig. Managed to get a hand pass away.
Good.
Bissell, leg, but managed to get a hand pass towards Ogden. He went with the right foot kick. Beautiful. Found Owen, who presented in front of Matthew Brett, and went on to that left boot. And that was a good stretch there for Kabakovic, but Lahure was up to the task, who went short and found Adam Azapati. He can go to Joel Cadman, who's starting to rack them up. That was good running there by Nixon, but he gave up the ghost, and Young kept running and got it back and went wide in the Matricati direction, and he's got it. Well, Nixon stopped Cadman from giving Young that hand pass, and then he stopped running, and then he ended up getting it back. So,
yeah,
bit of gut running there. Nixon just sort of gave up the ghost, and Matricati's got a shot on goal here, 45 metres out.
It was good transitional football though, Todd, and very clean.
And that's what we want to see at this level. The more of it, the better. And it'll be Riley Matricati with a shot on goal here. He's kicked 13 this year. How's the accuracy? He's pretty good around goal. And he puts it through. He gets his first. And Darley broke a stalemate of sorts in this second term with a goal. The first goal of the second term took the best part of 10 minutes to get it through. And he gets his first. And Darley extend. 5-1-31. They lead Bacchus Marsh 2 goals straight, 12.
Once again, the wave of numbers, Todd. You know, continuing following the footy up, and that's what the Devils are doing, and and the Cobras are standing back on their haunches, just letting them waltz through.
And with those weighted numbers running forward, Fridge, it can be quite gassing without the ball too. So see how the Cobras respond. Tap one by Gertz. Bewley again, terrific. Onto the boot. It was Baker, in fact. Inside 50, he found Myers. Couldn't quite hang on to the mark. Hamilton fall for Matt Triccardi. Trying to get it over the top to Leonard Hamilton. Sit for Myers. It didn't let him with the sucker. He's put it through. Clever forward craft there from Leonard.
I don't think it went through.
Well, it hit the umpire on the knee, on the goal line.
Should have been a goal.
It's a goal every day of the week.
It should have been a goal. We can't see past his knee, perhaps, the goal umpire, Todd.
Well, if he says the only thing it touched here was the knee of the goal umpire.
Well, we need the video replay. We need the score review.
This is Benny Hill worthy. I speak of the soundtrack. So there'll be a ball up. Tap one by Gertz. Ground ball. Bissell couldn't gather. Craig knocked it to the defensive aid of Meeson, who was happy to knock it through for a rush behind. So a let-off of the year for the Cobras. Excellent defence from the goal umpire. That might be enough to get him in next week, Fridge. And he runs his full measure, Parente, and some. Got it beyond the defensive 50, and Wright presented, took an uncontested mark. You're going the other way, son. And then plays on. Awkward kick. Gardner! He's done it again! Well, if he's grab against Sebastopol wasn't mark of the year, this one could be. Shane Cousins, take a bow.
Sensational. Absolutely sensational.
So Mitch Gardner with ball in hand. Chance to kick his third in the afternoon.
Just the elevation, Todd.
Oh.
He gets.
I mean, his namesake suggests ground level. So it'll be Gardner with ball in hand. He'll kick from 35. Can he finish off? He couldn't last time he got mark of the year, and he failed again off to the left. So two mark of the year contenders has resulted in two set shot behinds for Gardner in the last couple of weeks. Darley 33 lead, Bacchus Marsh 12. So another let off for the Cobras. Sunbury 37 lead, Ballarat 7.
We've got Ali Hammond here, and he's one of the assistant coaches. Well, I don't think you've ever seen that from Mitch Gardner, have you, Ali?
I'm not even sure they're allowed to do it down there, are they? Stay in your zone as the ball comes out of defence. Parente got plenty of it to half forward, 1-on-1 Owen and Brett. Brett won the tap. Well, got the knock towards Page. Ground numbers again. Joel Cabot being terrific. Right foot kick goes in the Myers direction. Couldn't gather. The shark from Gardner across the body. Bouncing ball. Got too much of it through for a minor score.
Geez, there's a live wire there.
Yeah.
He's creating some headaches up there, Toddy, for them.
Yep. Headaches and havoc. Ball comes back into play. The kick was good from Parente. Decided to go members' side. The mark's been taken there by Riley Huxwell, who went short to Craig, who just marked just inside the boundary line.
Wouldn't have even been a cricket pitch.
Adjacent to the Cobras coach's box. Goes along the line to half back. Right the fly. Got plenty of it. Couldn't hang onto it though. Right call by the umpire. Denon through traffic. Got the hand pass over to Sullivan. He went with the outside of the right boot and found Bewley. Yeah. Been important, Bewley. Got Baker on half forward. Freeman's pushed back. Couldn't impact the contest. The kick was too good. And it's Baker with ball in hand. So back after a 7-week layoff for the hamstring, and he's got a shot on goal from 50. Hold your breath. But he plays on and gave it to Bewley. That was all too easy. And from 50 metres, Bewley's kicked a beauty.
Terrible checking.
Well, you see that on a Tuesday and a Thursday night.
Just all spectating.
And of all people to end up with ball in hand, so...
All spectating the game.
Cobras having a little too much faith in Baker from outside 50, first up off that 7-week hammy. So Bewley just ran around the back and said, thank you very much. And in look-alike fashion, just went bang. So Bewley gets his first, Darley get their sixth. And a game-high 28-point lead. They're 6-4-40. Cobras 2 goals straight, 12. Freeman into the ruck. Gertz having a spell. So it'll be Johnson and Freeman. Bewley got it to Page. Got it to Cadman. who went back through traffic, and the vision was good and found Baker. So he wastes no time, sends the ball forward. Jenks at the back. Spoil was okay. Now Owen's gone back. Pressure was good from Myers. Managed to get the hand pass out in the direction of Parente, whose gather was good. Tries to weigh up the options, goes back, and the Ogden took a nice mark at the end. Bewley did well not to infringe, and Ogden went along the line. Huxtable with the fly. Took a beauty, the youngster. And played on off half-back. Went with the right foot kick out in the Kovacevic direction. Lahure probably dropped what he should have taken. Grand ball opportunity now for McKercher. He got onto that right boot, went along the line, just holding up in the breeze, missed all and sundry. Didn't give Gertz a chance, out of bounds on the full.
Well, not a good option there. Goes to Kovacevic, and there's 2-on-1 Todd. You know?
So Denham marked that resultant re-entry kick and went short to Bishop, who's off. On centre wing, goes direct to half forward. Leonard the target, took an uncontested mark in the end. So he's on half forward, Leonard. Plays on, gave it to Denham. You can just chip it over towards Page. He had 3 to choose from. He went back to Denham across the bodies. He got the journey. Myers at the back. Good spoil there by Huxtable. Freeman knocked it back goal side, but could only find the boundary in the end. And there'll be a boundary thrown adjacent to the behind post. Cobras take a breath. Darley 40, lead Bacchus Marsh 12 here. Darley led by 13 at quarter time. They now lead by 28. Throw in. Freeman in front, won that tap. Went searching for McCreary, couldn't gather. Myers running onto it. Broke the would-be tackler there of Underwater and had a shot on goal and just missed to the left. So Darley 6-5-41 now lead Bacchus Marsh 2 goals straight 12. So Melton 22 lead East Point 8 in that first term. So no spite lost in that game either by reports. So the kick in from Parente is okay to Jenks. He's normally good by foot. Doesn't let me down, and the kick finds Owen right in front of the Cobras coach's box. He's just a little bit bereft of options. This resembled a bit of last week as he just goes along the line. Huxtable the fly, couldn't take the mark, but did well to present. Gates concedes by hand, and the hurried kick goes to centre wing. Young spilt what he should have taken. Opened the door for Jenks, who went with the left boot to half forward. Terrific kick, and they're away here to an open forward line. Freeman can take a grab here and run into an open goal and kick his second. Just what the Cobras needed. They've clawed one back here at Darley Park. Freeman gets his second. The Cobras get their third. And they're 3 straight 18. They trail Darley 6-5-41.
Bit of kamikaze handball up on that wing, Todd, and then get it out in the open spaces, and then Joel running the angles towards goal and gets it over the back for a relatively easy goal. Toddy?
Yeah, that was good open play there, but that spill mark from the Devils on centre wing, they were made to pay for that. So just a game of small errors can really bring the opposition into it, and the Cobras made the Devils pay. Gertz back into the ruck, did his own roving in the end, tumbled the kick forward on the non-preferred to half forward. Presenting well there was Lahure. Got a touch of the fumbles over the door for Huxtable. The tackle was good, and Pete said the umpire. And they're away here. Collie got it towards Bewley. Left foot kick inside 50. Right the fly. Brought the ball to ground. Spiteri just missed it. Through traffic goes Bishop. Found Johnson. How's the finish? Got it! Dangerous around goal, Will Johnson. That's the response the Devils would have liked after that goal just moments ago to Freeman. They're 7-5-47, the Devils. They lead Bacchus Marsh 3 straight 18. 29-point ball game here at Darley Park.
Just speed on the ball for the Devils, and that's what they like to play. Speed on the ball and keep the ball moving and quick. And if they get it through the corridor, well, they're extremely dangerous, Todd.
Perfect conditions for football. Darley with a 29-point lead here. We've been playing 20 minutes second term. Ball up, Impey and Gertz. Gertz won the tap. Looking there towards Shea. Denied rightful passage there by Bewley. Chance here for Bishop. He got it to Denham. Gates got a hand on it. Not before, as a party spinner before he got it. Follow-up work was good from Gates, and he'll get rewarded. Did well there, Gates.
Should have been given a free kick prior, Todd.
So he'll go short to Shea. And now he'll just go to half forward to Gertz, who presents. Good spoil on the ball there by Ingham. Collie over the ball, couldn't gather. They've got numbers here, Darley, through Riley Matricati. Dangerous kick into the middle of the ground, presenting as Gardner. Clean bowled him. Gates was too said it was. Fired the hand pass out, surprised himself. Found Porter in the end. He got it over to McKercher. Concede ground by hand.
Oh, no.
Chance here for Bissell. Went to ground, shoveled the ball out. Porter's run and carry was good. Fired the hand pass. Meant for Ogden. Right was good. Chance here for Baker at ground level. Might have got a push. The umpire said no, and there'll be a ball up on half forward for the Cobras. Members side of the ground. Sunbury out to a 28-point lead over Ballarat. Darley lead by 29 here. Near 21 and a half minutes gone. Second term. Local derby. McCreary, soccer out of mid-air, going about 20 metres three side. Nixon ran onto the footy, gave it to Porter, gave it back to Nixon, he gave it back to Porter. Wax on, wax off, Karate Kid style. Went inside 50. A mile more on the karate angle. Z Stratton knocked it over for a boundary throw-in.
Oh, he's the kickboxing man.
Yeah.
Toddy?
Indeed. So the Cobra's in attack.
Best trainer in the land, Ziggy.
Boundary throw-in. Tap one by, we'll give it to Ingham. Ground level ball. Chance here for Nixon. Shot on goal, just out of nowhere. We'll go across the face. Need to be clean here, the Devils. Might have got a push there, Z Stratton, but he used the momentum to his own advantage. Got it towards Collie. How will it sit for him? It won't. Here come the reinforcements. Gates was good. Find the hand pass out to Freeman. Slow hand pass over the top to Shea.
Lazy handball. Lazy handball.
Well, his weight was going the other way. He was trying to hand pass it forward, wasn't he? And sort of took all the impetus.
Been told umpteen times. Like, can't handball like a windmill.
Boundary throw in. Gertz won that tap. Found Huxtable. Speak of Riley onto the left boot. Gee, it just went sideways to an open space. Allowed Porter to gather on that preferred left. High up and under kick. Ball deep into attack. Players set themselves and Freeman's got it. See, a promising type, Freeman. He's kicked two this afternoon, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal here. He's kicked two and one on the full, so he's had three shots, and this one no harder than his three previous attempts. So he should kick the Cobra's fourth goal here and narrow the margin back to 23 points. So the deliberate approach. Just chips at it, but he sneaks it in. And Freeman gets his third here at Manningley Park, and the Cobras, they keep their chances alive over the bridge here in this local derby. They're 4 goals straight, 24. They trail Darley 7-5-47. Freeman, the game high 3 goals.
Used his body really well there. He probably pushed more than anything, Todd, and... But yeah, if they're backing in the air, well, you've got to protect yourself.
Yeah, he's very good in the air, Freeman, and he's deserved those 2 mark and set shots on goal. And he's got 3 of a possible 4 today so far with his opportunity. And here they go again, the Cobras through McCreary to half forward. It was a bit of a bomb kick. And that shallow entry inside 50. Just found Matthew Brett, who ran onto it and took an uncontested text mark. Who went short to Bailey Young on half back. So can the Devils respond? While they have a sizable lead, they'll want to. And he gave it to Young, did Denham. Kick went out wide in the Baker direction. He got a terrible bounce, allowed Underwater back into it, but somehow Baker got it again and gave it over towards Page. Right foot kick from half forward. Owens got back. Myers got 2 to beat. Juggling attempted a mark there by Parente was not paid. He got plenty of it. Bishop at ground level. They got an outnumber here, the Cobras. Smothered kick there. Was by Spiteri, but his hustle work was good. He just fired the hair pass out. Almost deliberate at his own forward line there as he found the boundary line for a throw-in 15 metres around from the Darley goal.
Like a rugby try, Todd. He's just trying to find touch.
Yeah, indeed. So boundary throw-in. Devils in attack here. 25 minutes gone. Tap one by Gertz. Found Craig.
It's been good.
Territory kick. Out in the direction of Young.
Well done, Jack.
Good. Nice work from Kavakovic to get
good
hand on that ball.
Good courage.
And they'll get a reset on the defensive 50 here, the Cobras. 25 and a half minutes gone. second term here. Darley 47 lead, Bacchus Marsh 24. 12 scoring shots to 4. And the separation is 23. Throw in. Tap one by Gertz. Ground ball. Shea, never far away from the contest, couldn't gather. Gertz stood up. Not before he was tackled.
Helen again.
By the big fella Ingham. And how long we got to go, Vic? 3:45. Plenty of time for both sides to score here as Ogden's bailed up at ground level. No, it was McKercher, in fact. So a ball up on half forward for the Devils. Tap one by Gertz. Through traffic went Bewley. Ground ball. Fighting hard there was Graham. Tackled there by Azapati. Umpire can do everyone a favour and blow the whistle as Bewley tries to extricate through traffic. He couldn't because there was 3 or 4 Cobras that had bailed him up.
It's like watching the Wallabies.
Sunbury lead Ballarat by 27 points. They're the only updates we've got at the moment. Ball up. Tap one by Ingham on that occasion. Joel Cabin got a poor bounce. Bewley applied the pressure with the tackle. And we'll create another stoppage right on the corner of half forward.
You reckon we get Spencer back up here to do the other games? Just for a couple of minutes, Todd.
Ball up. Ingham won that tap. Denham in front. Shea's use of the body was good. And he was bailed up as soon as he gained possession by Bewley. Then we ball up on half forward. So Darley 47 lead, Bacchus Marsh 24. Ball up. Ground level ball for McCreary. Couldn't gather. Swarm of players around the footy. And there'll be a repeat stoppage.
Just wait for that. It's like just waiting for that ball to come out of those rugby union games where they slide it out through their legs, Todd.
That's right. On half forward. Reset. Tap. One by Ingham. Shea through traffic. Got dispossessed. Porter was clean.
Terrific.
And passed to the advantage of Kavakovic. The tackle was terrific from Mahure. Lucky to get away with it. Somehow fell in the hands of McCreary. Coughed it up to Colley. Chance here for Young. Searching hand pass. Now, Matricati needs a good bounce. He had 3 Cobras running at him. And then 2 Cobras waiting for that poor handball as McCreary's kick found Brett twice in a row. His last 2 entry kicks. How about that? Went 6 feet off the ground and found Z. Stratton. They went to go. Could have gone further to Page, but he went back to Brett. Sullivan presents. He won't. He would do it. Bit indecisive. Now he goes back to Z. Stratton. We'll go further afield to Page. He can just chip it over the top to outer centre wing as Matt Triccardi kept running, and that's reward for gut running. Kicked the ball to half forward. Right sets himself. The spoil was good there from Huxtable.
Good handball.
Chance here for Ingham. Back through traffic. Got it to Riley Huxtable, who kept running. Ground level ball. Huxtable was good. So too, Owen over the footy. And there'll be a ground level ball. And the umpire will come in and effect a ball up 35 metres away from the Darley goal.
Prior to before, McCreary gets the ball on the wing here, Todd, and just blazes away when he had 2 options where he could have handballed out.
Tap one by Gertz. Knocked it towards the Cobras coach's box. McKercher was elusive. Got the hand pass over towards Shea. He's high up and under kick. Got some territory to half back. Ground ball. Collie through traffic. Gathered. Fired the hand pass out only as far as Freeman. Searching hand pass. Found Kavakovic. He ran onto the right boot. Was a bit predictable there as he telegraphed the kick and was smothered by Ingham over the line for a boundary throwing. In fairness to Kavakovic, he had no space. So just played the odds and thrown on the boot, but denied by Ingham. So true centre wing members side of the ground. There'll be a boundary throw in. Deep in time on here in this second term. Tap one by Gertz. Meant for Graham. Didn't touch the footy. Page did. Fired it out to Denham, who was tackled and taken to the ground by McCreary. And there'll be a ball up. Oh no, too high, said the umpire. Well, he'll go short to Bewley. Centre wing members side. Just lopes around onto that left boot. Turn around. Bailey Young. Bouncing ball will favour Matt Triccardi. Oh, as soon as it didn't, typical Darley footy ground bounce. Porter caught one high, fired the hand pass out towards Mason. He got a touch of the fumbles. The pressure was good from Young. Parente, clever little kick towards Nixon, but as soon as he gathered, he was tackled, taken to the ground by Colley. And the umpire said, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. 31 minutes into the Sebastopol Melton South game. Sebas 85 lead Melton South 8. So there'll be a ball up. Ingham uncontested. Won that tap. Huxtable's vision was good. Riley found McCreary. Kick was wide. Out of bounds on a full. So the last 3 kicks from McCreary have been turnovers. He's found Brett twice. And somehow, well, indirectly, he's found him again because he was the recipient of the resultant free kick. So Matthew Brett giving every indication that he wanted to switch play, but he won't. He'll go along the line to Bewley, who marks in front of Graham. So Bewley with ball in hand. Goes to half forward. Gather was good from Myers. Tackle was better there from underwater and holding the ball. So good pressure there.
Tried to wheel
from
around.
underwater. He'll go to outer centre wing. On the target. Presents. And, well, it was Mark Andor, chop of the arm. Take your pick. And Owen with ball in hand. Goes short. Oh, the gather from McKercher was terrific. Unlucky not to get a high free kick there as Denham put it out in front of Myers. Now let's sit there for Myers. He went to ground. He's over the ball now. Underwater. Shoveled the ball out only as far as Denham. Mantricardi was carried over the line. So a bit of a sloppy couple of final minutes there as players started obviously to fatigue Fridge. So the game sort of tightened up a bit. But it's half-time here. And the Cobras making the most of their opportunities in front of goal, albeit trailing the Devils. They're 4 straight 24, Bacchus Marsh. They trail Darley 7-5-47. Half-time here. Fridge, you've got the goal scorers.
For Bacchus Marsh, Freeman 3 and single to Jenks. For the Devils, Myers with 2, Gardner with 2, singles to Bewley, Matricardi, Will Johnson, and that is all.
So Darley kicked 3 goals, 4 in that term, and the Cobras matched their first quarter. They kicked 2 goals straight. So in an entertaining game of football, it's Darley 47 who lead Bacchus Marsh 24. The main break and back with the second half action in about 12 minutes' time. Here in the local derby at Darley Park. Tap one by Gertz. First centre clearance, all important. He'll get it. Brett Bewley will find that. Well, he went to go by hand to Sullivan. He decided to go by foot. In the end went forward to Leonard, who presented and took a strong overhead mark. So they won't want to waste any time sending the ball forward.
Just shows you the polish of Bewley. Like, didn't even break stride, Leonard.
So he'll go short out in the direction of Myers. Dropping back into the hole was Parente with courage. Got fist on the ball and found the boundary line. Over the line for a throw-in, 35 metres around from the Darley goal.
He's impressed with Gardner. He's, those marks, he's a live wire. I wonder what he can produce in this quarter.
Yeah, 2 goals, 2 for Gardner today. Myers, the other multiple goal scorer for the Devils. Freeman has 3 for the Cobras. Ground ball. Huxtable wanted to push. How did the umpire adjudicate? No.
But in a formidable combination, when you've got 3 blokes in the middle, when you got Baker, Denham and Bewley, as your midfielders, well, hard team to stop.
Ground level ball. It just seems the pattern of play that you see with the Cobras right throughout 2023. They're a high stoppage team. They've given away a free kick here for holding the ball. It's going to go the Devils' way. And a shot on goal for Will Johnson, who's already kicked 1 today. Clever kick with the outside of the right boot in the second term. So every right to warm up the leg. He hasn't used much of it today to date, but a second goal here will aid the cause, and he's put it through. And the Devils get an early one in this third term. It took in the best part of 1 minute 50 to get it done, and Johnson gets his second. And Darley gets some separation early, albeit the opening minutes of this third term. 8-5-53 Darley. Lead Bacchus Marsh 4 straight 24.
Yeah, well, probably undisciplined to give a free kick away so close to goal there, Todd. And, he might have been over the footy. I did miss the passage of play, but, if the free kick was there, well... And he's a goal kicker, Johnson.
I do get the scrap nature of the Cobras game. Obviously, there are a few players short of being in top 6 contention, so that's the nature of the beast. As Huxtable might have copped a free kick for a hold, and he'll get one. Good try, good up-and-coming player for the Cobras as he wastes no time. Nice drop punt, goes out in the direction of his brother. Josh couldn't hang on to the mark. Ball at ground level. McKercher, one of those. There'll be a ball up 51 metres out from the Cobra goal.
They look a bit better than what they did last week going forward, the Cobras too, Todd.
Ball up. Tap one by Impey. Went boundary side. Only as far as McCreary. Just threw the ball onto the boot. Lahure couldn't take the mark. Got plenty of it. Did plenty right. Two Cobras collide. Shoveling the hand pass out there was Nixon. Ground level ball opportunity here for the Cobras. Tackle there from Brett was fierce. And the umpire said too fierce. And a sling against the defender. And there'll be a shot on goal imminent here for the Cobras to Kavakovic, right in front, 15, 20 metres out.
Does play the game on the edge, Brett, Todd, and just probably a little bit overzealous there, and that's what they pay now when you're slinging someone. So probably miss it. Unfortunate.
So Kavakovic to cancel out that gain goal from Johnson just a couple of minutes ago. So Kavakovic, chance to kick his first of the day. He snuck it in. Cobras like it. And they get their fifth of the afternoon. Efficient in front of goal they have been with their set shots. They're 5 straight 30. They trail Darley 8-5-53. It's back to a 23-point ball game here.
When you see the forward set up at the Cobras, when you've got young blokes like Freeman, Kavakovic, young McKercher, and then oldest bloke on that forward line is Jake Owen, and second oldest is Riley Huxtable at 23, Todd. And you did make comment last week when they went with a side, their forward 6 were nearly all under 19 years of age.
Tap one by Gertz. Graham spilt the opportunity. Gathered there by Huxtable. He was dispossessed. Impey was good. Got it to Bewley. Chance here for Young. Managed to get ball to hand from the would-be tackler there. Kavakovic fell into the hands of Azapati. Was tackled, taken to the ground by Craig. And there'll be a ball up, settling out of sight.
Much better pressure, Jack. Terrific there.
Bit of confidence on the back of that goal just moments ago. Gertz with the tap, only as far as Bewley could have been held. Umpire said no. Page gathered, threw ball onto boot. Cadman was terrific with the grab.
And good mark. It's good play, this kid, Todd.
Right foot kick. Good outstretched mark taken there by Denham. Continues on with that left boot into the pocket. The mark's been taken by Spiteri. Gave it to Bewley, who kept running. Bread, butter, goal.
Too easy.
Bewley gets his second.
Simply too easy.
Darley get their 9th. 9-5-59. They lead the Cobras 5 straight 30.
Well, there's a bit of class there. Young fella Cadman racks up possession. Denham, a class player, on the Bewley. What's the end result? Goal, goal, goal.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the game from Bewley and Joel Cadman today. Melton South 1 goal 2-8. Trail Sebastopol 15-15 105. North Ballarat 6-7-43. Lead Redan 2-7-19. Back in the middle of the ground here, it'll be Impey with the early fly. Give that tap to Gertz. McCreary running with it. Got ball to boot. Hurried kick forward. Chance for Jenks. Juggling attempt at the mark. Couldn't do so, but gathered. Find the loose hair pass out. Kavakovic had to grab at the shoelaces. Couldn't gather. Lahure under the pump. Got ball by hand. Got it towards Matthew Brett, who found Z Stratton, who went along the line to kick to the advantage of Adam as the party took a strong mark in front of Craig. So as a party right in front of us here, no Andy today. So Adam goes along the line. Myers sets himself, juggling attempt. Mark not paid. Page clever, somehow manufactured a short kick to Bishop, who got it on to Myers, who tumbling kick towards half forward. Who's at the back? Gates is one of those. How's this kick into the middle of the ground? Needs to be good. Sullivan was terrific with the courage. So too Nixon. He's got 3 to beat the youngster. Numbers prevail through Z Stratton, who got it to Sullivan, who ran into the middle of the ground with the right foot. Measured the kick to Cadman. Couldn't take the mark. Goat's got a terrible bounce. Cadman dragged over the footy by Craig. Umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up on half forward for the Devils.
Very lucky the Cobras there. 3-on-1. Did make a hell of a lot out of it, Todd, there.
Sunbury 8-12-60. Lead Ballarat 2-4-16. Chance of Page. Hand pass was good.
Numbers.
Sullivan. Kick meant for Myers. Outstretched hands couldn't take the mark. Ground level ball. Bit of a wrestle of sorts. The scrum if you prefer. And there'll be a ball up. 45 metres out from the Darley goal. So Darley with two goals in this third term. Bacchus Marsh with one of their own. And it's Darley who lead by 29 points. 8 minutes gone, third term. Stoppage goes boundary side. Porter pursued by Page. Both happy to concede. Momentum takes him over the line. Boundary throw-in. So North Ballarat getting the better of Redan, but Sam Glover in the side, Jamie Quick, Jack Riding, Stuart Cramery, if you don't mind, Tom Hodgson. Boundary throw in, tap one by Gertz, knocked it back, boundary side, they've got numbers here, the Cobras, can they extricate? They can. Shea, hand past the ball ended up in the hands of Gertz, who went along the line, and reading it well there was Duncan Cadman at the back, and right, looks a little bit sore. The kick into the middle of the ground went over the head of Joel, but guess who? Brett Bewley gathered, made it look easier than what it was, and ran onto that left boot, set the ball forward, players set themselves. Myers the target, fired the hand pass out, ground level opportunity, fell back into the hands of Myers. Zeestrand concedes by hand, Bewley, standing start, 48 metres out from goal. Blew it off to the left and out of bounds on the full, and Bissell will take the resultant free kick. So Bissell with ball in hand will go short, and the kick's okay to Jenks. Speak of Xavier, so one of two from the Jenks family represented today.
Wow.
Of course, Dean and Wayne and Barry over the journey have played plenty of football for the red, yellow and black. So a proud day for the Jenks family as Parente, high up and under kick, goes along the line, players set, Joel Cadman, terrific confidence, overhead mark, and go to Page, elected to go by foot, deep into the forward line, players set themselves, and Myers has got it. Umpires paid a free kick. It's going to go against Myers, and it'll go to Underwater. He switches play to the outer side of the ground. Terrific grab in the end, despite the pressure of Matricati by Huxtable.
Been very good.
So Huxtable with ball in hand. We'll go along the line. Owen sets himself. Good use of the body there by Brett. Couldn't take the mark. Did everything right, though. Luther Baker fired the hand pass out. Through traffic goes Sullivan. Needs to be quick by hand. Got it to Baker. Went further afield to Bewley. Howell and sit for the left footer. Kept it in. Paul. Chance here for Young. High kick. Cross the body. Got plenty of it. Players set themselves. Matricati was one of those. And so too Huxtable again.
The punch.
And saw it over the line for a boundary throw in some 40 metres around from the Darley goal. Sunbury out to a 51-point lead over Ballarat. Darley lead by 29 here. And we've been playing 10.5 minutes into this third term. Darley with 2 goals in this third term. Bacchus Marsh 1. Then we throw in. No rain about. Overcast skies. Tap one by Gertz. Ground ball. Through Wedge Shea, and it's stolen away from him. And Matricati, something out of nothing, has put it through. He's dangerous around goal, Matricati. He's got some real goal sense about him, hasn't he, Fridge?
Yeah, no, certainly has, Todd, and can find the footy, and has got a bit of speed about him. He's been a great acquisition to the Devils.
And in an unusual state of affairs, Darley have 5 goal kickers, and they've all kicked 2 to make up their 10-goal return at this 11.5-minute mark of the third term. They're 10-5-65. They lead Bacchus Marsh 5 straight 30. Gertz with the tap. McCreary went with the boot, overran it. Here's Baker. Took a bounce. Looks comfortable. Ran onto that preferred left foot kick. It went wide. LaFranchi sets himself. Good spoil there from the defender. Hurry kick out of the defence from the Cobras. Found touch, bouncy ball. Well, nearly make it over the line out of bounds. But, the run and carry there from Sullivan was good. But the tackle was better, but it was too high, said the umpire. Showed a bit of toe there. Both sides. So Sullivan forced to kick across the body. It's opened the door here for the Cobras. The umpire's picked out a free kick.
Which way is it going?
Well, he's got both arms out at the moment. It's going to go the way of Denham. He'll go short to Johnson, who presents. And Jason to the Darley coach's box. So Johnson, who's kicked 2 goals this afternoon, has 20 goals for the season. Goes in the Page direction. Thump away was good from the Cobras defence. Good as a kick. Fell into the hands of Porter, who got it over to Spence Jenks. Tumbling kick. Went in the Freeman direction. Matthew Brent searching hand pass. Asked a bit of Collie. Needs to be clean at ground level. Oh, Stratton was very good, but ridden back into traffic. Got ball to hand. Gather from Freeman. Went to ground. Free kick against Matthew Brett. Up post. Advantage through Porter. Porter goes with the left foot kick. Chance here for Nixon at ground level. It's going to come back here. Let's watch that, Preach. So it'll be a free kick coming back to Matthew Brett for retaliation of sorts against the youngster. So Brett with ball in hand. So the score here, 10-5-65, Darley lead Bacchus Marsh 5 straight 30. Near 13 and a half minutes gone in this third term here. So Matthew Brett with ball in hand will weigh up the option and told to play on. So drilled the kick along the line. Poor kick at that. Went out of bounds on the full.
Terrible kick by Brett.
And Fridge just raising the volume, just getting out of his lane of commentary there, just letting Matthew Brett know all and sundry that he missed everything to the right. So it'll be Bissell to bring the ball back into play. We'll go towards the attacking 50. Players set themselves. East Stratton the fly. So too Huxtable. Spence did well to keep it in and keep it alive. Porter presented. Chance here for Huxtable. Went to ground. Good pressure from the Devils' defence. There'll be a ball up. 20 metres out from the Cobra goal. It was a good gather with not a great deal of space there from young Jenks. Did well to keep the ball alive. It's in the hot spot now. Cobra's into attack. Tap one by Gertz. Porter gathered. Threw the ball onto the boot. And went off the side. Couldn't get enough kick purchase on the foot across the body. Went out of bounds on the full. So it'll be Darley on the last line with ball in hand. So it'll be Joel Cadman. Being good today. Goes along the line. Good use of the body there by Myers. It was cut off there by Freeman in the end. He went forward. Nixon got plenty of it. Couldn't hang on to the mark. Chance here for Brett. That was clever out of mid-air. Tumbling kick at that. One bounce over the line. And there'll be a boundary throwing on out of centre wing. That would have been deliberate at AFL level. That's how hot to trot they are on that.
Yes, certainly.
Redan back within 20 points. 14 scoring shots apiece there at City Oval, but it's Redan 3-11, trail North Ballarat 7-7. Boundary throw in here. Freeman into the ruck. Give that tap to Johnson. Found Joel Cadman. Been terrific. Kick across the body. Went to half forward. Read well off the boot there by LaFranchi. And the co-captain will go backwards to Owen. And he'll go back into the defensive goal square to underwater. And they switch play. This kick needs to be good. McKercher was strong overhead. Took a nice mark. And just chipped it over the top. Normally good by foot. And he was on this occasion. And presenting there was Jenks. So he's got ball in hand. Went one way, then the other, and then went the safety. Back to LaFranchi. Went back to Owen. Bit of half court here from the Cobras.
Got to get deep.
So Owen, penetrating kick, made it hard for Freeman, and they've coughed it up, the Cobras. There we're going to be a boundary throw in 50 metres out from the Darley goal. So they were just unable to work their way through there, Fridge.
Well, Jake's son come forward. What was he doing, Jake? He was actually coming forward to you.
Sebastopol 117, lead Melton South 27.
Kick was no good.
Boundary throw in on half forward, out of side for Darley. Tap one there by Freeman. Chance here for McCreary. Threw the ball onto the boot. Chance here for Kavakovic. Got front spot. He and Young going toe for toe. Gates caught one over the shoulder. Umpire didn't see it. Chance here for Z Stratton, who found Young, who got it to Page. Back to Young. So he's warming into the game nicely too, Young. Hand pass let him down. Made it hard for Duncan Cadman. Tackle was good from Huxtable. Shea being quiet. Ground ball. Stoppage. Ball up just inside the boundary line. On out of centre wing for the Devils. So the youngster Huxtable just cramping up there. So there'll be a ball up here. Tap one by Johnson. Young needs to be clean, and he was. Threw the ball onto the boot. Getting a hand on the footy there was Spence Jenks. Got plenty of it. Got it to half forward. They're out here.
Oh, no.
Kavakovic over the top. Gertz can run into an open goal. Well, it's it for the big fella. Well, it finally does. He'll get onto his preferred, have a shot on goal, and make no mistake. And the Cobras get one against the runner play. So they've gone two straight. And 2 straight, which makes 6 straight. 36, the Cobras. They trail Darley 10-5-65. We're back to a 29-point ball game. And we've been playing near 18 minutes in this third term.
Made a bit hard for himself. Kovacevic, balloon ball, and could have just been a little bit more cuter and would have been an easier goal and just made it a little bit more difficult for the big fella.
Sunbury 10-13-73. Lead Ballarat 2-4-16. Redan, no change there. Still trail by 20 points. Melton South 27. Trail Sebastopol 117. Ball up. Tap one by Gertz was good. Went looking for Shea. Couldn't gather. Went to ground. Good pressure there from Page. Now the umpire adjudicate. Just a bit slow with the whistle there. Just that'll help break it up. Fridge. Early whistle and they ball it up. Yeah. As he does. Tap one by Gertz. Ground ball. Bishop was clever. Can he extricate? He can't. Leading with the head, there was the Devils on Parente, but finally the whistle goes. And it was Denham, in fact, leading with the head there. So there'll be a ball up, middle of the ground here. Tap one by Gertz. How will it bounce? Only as far as, Page. It was clean. And then sent the ball forward in the Leonard direction. He couldn't take the mark. Ground level ball knocked out of bounds there by, Meeson on a second attempt. They want deliberate but not afforded. And there'll be a boundary throw in. 35 to 40 metres around from the Darley goal. So a bit of niggling going on.
Oh, well, Leonard went Mason, smallest bloke on the ground, Todd.
Boundary throw in.
Except for McKercher.
Geez, you got some good eyes from there, Fridge.
Oh, well, watch the replay. You'll see it.
Johnson with the flight. Could have infringed on Gertz. Umpire said no. Ball fires out in the direction of Gardner. He got it to Colley from 51, who went wide. Searching kick, looking for Bishop. Needs to be clean with the gather, and he was. He nearly missed Seastraten with the hand, and the kick from Seastraten was good. Found Spiteri. Well, that was a good hammy tester for Spiteri.
Yeah, he's done some good things, Seastraten, too. Defence.
Yeah, 2 important ins for the Devils. Spiteri and Seastraten back for their second game in a long time. So it'll be Spiteri after that stretch. Mark just inside the boundary line. Will have a shot from about 40 metres out. But he squares the ball into the hot spot. Ground level ball. Plays in from everywhere. And there'll be a ball up. 20 metres out from the Darley goal. Directly in front. Darley 65. Bacchus Marsh 36. 20 and a half minutes gone. Ball up. Ground ball. Swarm of players around it, and there'll be a restart. So just looking who's waiting back. There's Matricati, Colley, Lahure, Young and Brett. So the Cobras have got weight of numbers. Can they extricate? But if they do, there's just Devils waiting. But here they go. Through McKercher. Hot hand pass. Ground level ball. How will it sit? Spiteri gathered. Found the target in Young, and here are those reinforcements I just spoke about. Matthew Brett found Colley, so a couple of those players in the press combining there for possession, and a re-entry here for the Devils by Adam Azzopardi. Goes forward with the long kick. There's a fly at the back from Myers. It might have been Johnson, couldn't take the mark. Chance here for Bewley through traffic, find the hand pass out. They got numbers again, and they extricate out of defence. The Cobras, but not as far as the ball come back in from Sullivan. As the party set himself, couldn't take the mark. Hand pass gets fired out to Colley. Now he's got time here. If it'll sit for him, it does. He can go back to Young, but he'll concede by foot. Back to Riley Matricati. He'll go short. Kick was poor and cut off by Kovacevic, who needs some help. Ground ball. Devils just all too easy there. Denham got it over towards Gardner through traffic. Ran to 50. Set sail into towards the hot spot. Wright was in front, couldn't take the mark. Chance for LaFranchi. Fired the hand pass out towards Jenks, who went further afield to Ogden. Conceded by hand towards Bissell. Close up against the boundary line to Ogden on the defensive 50. Got around one and then went by foot to outside centre wing. Gertz in front. The spoil was good from Brett. McCreary's gather was terrific. They got Kovacevic out here. He's got an absolute panic. How will it sit for the youngster? Good. He can run into an open goal. He's defending him out to fall over to miss it. And he's put it through.
That's twice they've got him like that, Todd.
Out the back, Joe the Goose, if you don't mind. And Bacchus Marsh get there. 7th of the afternoon. There's 7 straight 42. They trail Darley 10-5, 65. 23-point lead to the Devils. They've been playing 23 minutes in this third term.
They set up good, the Devils, when they go inside 50, and then it just takes one errant handball or a turnover, and they're out. They're off to the races, the Cobras, because they all sit back off them.
Well, the Devils had all the numbers they created that re-entry, and they were just unable to get it done. Back in the middle of the ground here, Kamarkovic has kicked the last 2 goals of the game for the Cobras, and Gertz also. So here goes Riley Matricati, sends the ball into attack. Owen with the second attempt will get paid the mark by the umpire, and he'll go short and wide. Lateral, in fact, to Bissell. So Bissell with ball in hand. Inside the defensive 50. We'll go backwards to Underwater, who went with the right boot to Jenks. That's might have been Meeson, in fact, who went further afield to Porter. So a couple of the long sleevers combining. He wheels onto the left boot. They're up and about here, the Cobras. They've had a good couple of minutes, and the kick was good. Found Kamarkovic, wheeled onto that right boot, sent the ball forward in the Gertz direction. Brett at the back. Gertz has got it. So Gertz will go back and have a shot on goal here. He's already kicked one, the big fella, and a chance to narrow the margin to 17 points. 24 and a half minutes gone, third term. Darley 10-5, 65. Bacchus Marsh 7 straight, 42.
Good switch of play by the long sleevers there, Toddy.
Yeah, they did well. So it'll be Gertz. Not a bad kick for a big man.
Good kick.
Let's see how we can go from about 40. Kick's on its way.
Missed.
Commentator's curse. Off to the right. And through for a minor score. So their first blemish of the afternoon, the Cobras, they're 7-1-43. They trail Darley 10-5, 65. 22-point lead to the Devils. 25 minutes gone, third term. Sebastopol lead Melton South by 102 points. Redan within 15 points of North Ballarat. As Collie will bring the ball back into play, runs his measure, and went with the right boot towards Sullivan, but it was well read by Freeman, who just ran across Sullivan, took an uncontested mark in the end, and will look to square the ball up with the right boot high up and under kick. Darley got numbers here. They spoiled each other. He's at ground level. Brett was got it to Cadman, who's been thrown into the ground.
Sling.
And a sling paid against McKercher.
It was a correct decision, Todd.
Against his opposing number 18, and he's a bit sore there, is Cadman, and his brother Joel. So a bit of brotherly blood just creeping into that remonstration there with McKercher. So it's Duncan Cadman who can concede with a 45 kick to Matthew Brett.
Spencer.
Yeah. Like a mouse waiting for cheese. That'll be 50 metres. Yeah. So the Cobras, just bad timing with that body contact there from Porter. Wasn't a great deal in it. But just Page was still in the air when the contact came.
Hasn't got a bad bone in his body.
And it'll be Page with ball in hand on now centre wing. So he goes with the right kick towards Joel Cadman. Strong overhead, ran to 55, chipped it over the top, and the kick was good and found right. And Brady Wright will go back and have a shot on goal. So that was a bit of coast-to-coast stuff. And a rare occasion for the Devils really this afternoon, despite weight of possession. Just getting through that Cobra traffic. Just haven't been able to have it entirely on their own terms despite a 22-point lead. So Brady Wright, promising Rebels player, and a good kick. Makes no mistake. Brady Wright's put it through. And 1G Wright will be a happy man. And he's driving around in a golf cart, if you don't mind, around the perimeter. And Wright gets his first. 27 minutes into this third term. Darley get their 11th. They're 11-5-71. They lead Bacchus Marsh 7-1-43. How long left in the quarter? Two minutes 52 remain in this third term here. Cobras have had their best quarter. They've kicked 3-1. Darley have kicked 4 straight. So for all the Cobras' efforts, they've lost every quarter, but they've had a crack. Chance here for Gertz. Wanted the free, then was tackled by Joel Cabin. McCreary was clean, got it to Graham, who took on Page, holding the ball. No, said the umpire.
Lucky.
And there'll be a ball up in the middle of the ground, so a bit of feeling creeping into the game, which is good to see. Ball up, tap one by Gertz, went through the hands of Craig. As a party was good, got it to Cabin, who found Bewley, went to the outside to Young. Gee, that was good run and pressure there from Gertz. Bewley, left-hand air pass, intercepted there by Huxtable. Speaking of Riley, he wanted to try and get away from Young. That's not easy. So he went in Port to LaFranchi. He got it to Ogden, got through the tackle of Denham, went by hand. Interception was good there from Spiteri. Enforced the turnover. So Sullivan with a high up and under kick towards the attacking 50. And it's Jake Owen who took a mark on the defensive 50. And he'll rebound for the Cobras. So Huxtable's with more cramp trouble too, the youngster, so that's a bit of a shame, restricting him as McCreary went along the line. Freeman dropped what he should have taken. So a rare error from Freeman today. Been good over the line. Boundary throw-in on true centre wing out of side of the ground. Redan 41, Trail North Ballarat 56. So a good game going on at City Oval. Boundary throw-in. So it'll be Impey and Gertz. Gertz with the tap, went looking for McCreary. Was well done there by Denham to get in front of McCreary. But Cabin infringed on Shea. And Shea will take the resultant free kick, and he spewed the kick wide, too wide in fact. Kick. One bounce over the line, boundary throw-in.
Geez, it lets them down this side, Todd.
Foot skills?
Yep.
29 and a half minutes gone, third term. Darley 11-5-71. Lead Bacchus Marsh 7-1-43. And the throw-in. Gertz in front. Tap one by Ingham. Huxtable. Overran the footy. Tight effort. Gathered by Joel Cabin, who got it to Impey. High up and under kick. Owens got back here and taken a strong mark again. So just playing that sweeping role. Just not picking up anyone really. Just that man behind the ball. Who saves the day for the Cobras. He went back into the defensive goal square to Meeson, who went towards Porter. Now, this is what they did last time. They set up their last goal. They attacked on the members' side, so they're going to come back this way. Not sure how well this has gone for them today, but they've got weight of numbers on this side. So Bissell, awkward-looking kick, slow one at that. Got it to Craig, who's got space. Can chip it over to Ogden. He took an uncontested mark. He can go back to Craig if he likes, or present to Freeman. Freeman took an uncontested mark at the end. Too far out to score, but they've gained about 50-odd metres, though, the Cobras. So Freeman wants them to present. So he goes in the Gertz direction. Players set themselves. Impey in front.
Yes!
Well, the umpire's picked out a free kick for a block, and it's going to go to Gertz, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal.
Oh, my God.
So Gertz with ball in hand has a chance to kick the Cobras fourth of the term. They're 7-1-43. They trail Darley 11-5-71. Siren imminent here.
Can't stand your ground anymore, Todd.
So this will give the Cobras some impetus ahead of the three-quarter time siren. Let's see how he goes. Kicks on its way. It's off to the left in Ruckman style. Misses behind. He's tried hard today. There's Gertz. And there'll be a...
there's a bit of a...
a little bit of how's your father.
A bit of feeling.
So three-quarter time here at Darley Park, in fact. Bacchus Marsh 7-2-44. Trail Darley 11-5-71. For each, you got the goal scorers.
Yes, Todd. For the Devils, we've got... for 10 minutes of that second quarter, Darley were going to blow out the game, but fought back well, the Marsh, and held them on.
Gertz won the first tap. McCreary went the soccer. Overrunning the ball there was McKercher. Collingly gone by McCreary and Ping, said the umpire. So, good intensive start there by McCreary. Gee, that was a crunching tackle. Collie just taking a while to regain his gas as he sends the ball forward. Cobras in attack here. Matthew Brett strong overhead. Took a nice mark. We'll switch play to the outer side. Sullivan needed to be strong overhead, and he was. Took a nice mark. Had to stop and prop under it momentarily. But he was up to the task of the closing Kovacevic. So he goes along the line to centre wing, plenty on the kick.
Good mark.
Terrific mark by Wright in front of Gertz. In fairness to Gertz, he was 2 men back, but Wright was strong overhead and he went along the line. Owen, second to grab, couldn't take the mark. Grab ball opportunity here. Through traffic, Coppers have got numbers. Somehow Bewley got hold of it. Fired the hand pass out. They're away here. As a party got ball to boot. How will it sit? Matricardi sped it before he got it. Opened the door there for the Coppers to have an impact and square away the contest and affect the ball up 49 metres out from the Darley goal.
Just always seems to have someone at ground level. The Devils.
Ball up. Ground level ball. Chance here for Azapati. He's hurried kick only went as far as Young. So Bewley on the left boot across the body. We'll go across the face. Owen. Mark Handel on the full. Opted to take the mark at the end. As the lights come on here at Darley Park. Well, something's working. So Owen.
Not the water.
So he'll switch play and go short to Bissell in the defensive goal square. So he's got every intentions of going members' side with a penetrating drop punt. Players set themselves. Strong overhead mark taken there by Huxtable. Well, he was good there. Strong.
He stood under it.
Weight under it, yep. Now he's forced to try and get around Myers, and he went by hand to Craig. Sort of went inside out of Leonard and then turned the ball over. Been good today, Page. Went short to Riley Matricardi with ball in hand. So he'll go short. Well, it is Riley Matricardi who got that receiving free kick, played on from as a party, got it to Young, went forward. Owen got a little bit on it, waiting down there was Jenks. That was clever play. Kick nearly let him down, though the pressure was good from Spiteri. Just tried to usher it through, and he did so in the end for a rush behind.
There's no one out here for him to kick to, Toddy.
No. So it'll be Parente to bring the ball back into play. Darley with the opening score of the final term, albeit a rush behind. So Parente will go short to Owen. He'll just chip it over the top towards Underwater, who goes to half-back. That was a good stretch from Kavakovic, who took a nice, strong overhead mark.
He's had a nice second half.
He has indeed. Who went short to McCreary. He's been good the last couple of quarters. Right foot kick to outer centre wing. Porter at the back couldn't take the mark, but read it well. Crashed into Graham, but that was okay. And he went long to the top of the square. Players set themselves free, but in front couldn't take the mark. Paul went to the back. Getting back there was Myers with a searching hand pass to find Young, who's been corralled well there by Nixon. Forced to go with a high, slow hand pass to Brett. Put him under the pump, but he was up to the task. Who found Myers, and that kick was terrific. Towards, might have been Lahura, who found Azapati in the middle. There's a few Devils wearing white boots. Switches play to Young. Spent it before he got it, but had time to measure the kick. Got it to Johnson on the bounce. Back to Young. Got to get around Jenks. Couldn't. Had to go by hand.
Keep running, Oz.
Chance here for Craig, who went by hand to Underwater. Got it on the bounce. Back inboard to Nixon, who ran his measure. Young's a tired player. Chipped it over the top to Porter, who's kept presenting. Kept it inside. Went with the long left boot. Goes in the Freeman direction. Couldn't take the mark. Ground level ball. Sharked there by McKercher. On the left. Kick across the body. Oh. He's put it through. One of the goals of the day to Ethan McKercher. Living up to his reputation of being
a live
wire around goal, either side of the body, and got it done and kicked the first goal of the final term. So the Coppers hanging in there at Darley Park today. The margin back to 22 points. Darley 72, Bacchus Marsh 50. Melton South 27, Charles Sebastopol 148. Redan 41, North Ballarat 59. Back in the middle here. Gertz won the tap. Only as far as a party, been good. Chance here for Baker, bailed up, managed to get a hair pass away. Touch of the fumbles. As a party had time though to regather and fired the hand pass out to Lahura. His vision was good and found Collie, who just chipped it over the top to Myers, who took an uncontested mark in front of LaFranchi. Too far out to score. He's on members' side centre wing. Got Page short. Collie in the middle. Went to Collie. Doesn't want to go yet, because coming at the back there was Nixon, stealth-like. So Collie will hold the ball up and take his time to get it to Young on half forward. Members' side. Time to measure the kick. Goes in the direction of Impey at the back. Couldn't take the mark. We'll give Owen the spoil. Ground ball. Clean pole. Joel Cadman. Fell into the hands of LaFranchi. Clearing kick. Page cut it off. Arguably Darley's best. Went short to Collie again. Been okay. Right foot kick across the face. Johnson sets himself, went with the one arm, nearly infringed in the end. Parente kept his feet and just chipped it over the top. The Porter, he's been good. There's no one in the half-forward line for the Cobras because they've all pushed up. So Porter went by hand to Freeman, chipped it back over the top to Porter. They're asking a lot of Porter's tank as he was tackled and taken over the line by Lahure. And there'll be a boundary throw-in on half-forward out of side for the Cobras. Under the lights here at Darley Park in this final term. Cobras with the only goal of this final quarter. They're within 22 points. Boundary throw in. Myers could have been held in the ruck duel. The umpire said no. McCreary bit indecisive. Chance here for Shea. Knocked it towards McCreary, who knocked it forward and then gave away a free kick. McCreary against on Page. But the advantage was paid to Myers, who went short to Young. So Young with ball in hand now. He's weighing up the option, so he might go in the right direction. But it's a high up and under kick. Brings Owen into play here. Leonard at the back, right in front. Leonard did well with the spoil. Got enough on the ball to deny Owen, and the ball went off hands over the line. Boundary throwing on half forward out of side of the ground for the Darley. So the Devils 72 lead the Cobras 50. Been playing 7.5 minutes in this final term. Throw in. Myers and Gertz. Myers won that tap. Was stolen away by Gertz in the end. Threw ball on boot. Sphered the kick out wide. Too much on the kick. Went out of bounds on the full.
Probably done that 10 times today, the Cobras.
So a steady in goal for North Ballarat. Sees them 23 points in advance of Redan. 65 plays 42. So Brett goes short and finds Bewley. So Bewley with ball in hand. Got as a party short, who's kept trying today. Little goer, goes short to Young. So
just chipping around.
All the Cobras behind the ball, just keeping the Devils accountable.
Patience.
So they'll concede. They'll go backwards to Matthew Brett. He'll take a bounce and he'll lope across half back. Now he's got to present and choose an option, and he found Collie on through half back. The kick was good. Found Lahure, who went with the right foot, kick to half forward. The mark's been taken there by Bewley. Who'll lope onto that. It might be Baker. Baker went into the middle, found Spiteri, who went with the left boot to outer side to Page, who chipped it over the top in the Bewley direction. Strong overhead, took a mark, outpointed Parente on that occasion, and he'll go back and have an attempt on goal to steady the ship for the Devils, who've been held to just the one behind in this final term. Tick over 9 minutes being played. They lead by 22. So Bewley, who's kicked 2 goals today. So they've needed Bewley to have an influence today, the Devils, to guarantee them this separation on the scoreboard. So it's been a real honest effort from the Cobras. So it'll be Bewley from outside 50. The kick distance wasn't a problem, but it was off to the left, stayed left and through for a minor score. So after 4 straight in the third term, the Devils have added 2 behinds in the final quarter. They're 11-7-73. They lead Bacchus Marsh 8-2-50. They bring the ball out of defence. Page and Porter go at it.
He's been terrific, Porter, today.
And Porter got found touched by hand over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Been really good.
Half forward out of side of the ground here. Darley lead by 23 points. So it'll be Myers and Gertz in the ruck. Give that tap to Myers. Went through as a party. Huxtable tried to keep it in.
Kick downfield.
Yeah, he's a bit stiff there, Myers. The pressure was good, and just the momentum took the youngster Huxtable to ground, and he hit his head once he made contact with the ground. It was just natural momentum, but a down the ground free kick, albeit 15 or so metres, to Spence Jenks. So Jenks with ball in hand goes to a 3-on-1 from the side. It was Gates, ground ball. Denham at ground level, tackle bailed up, no pride. There'll be a ball up on half forward.
Of course, as well. Like a jockey on the back of a horse there, Toddy.
So be a ball up here. Tap one by Myers. Ground ball. Shoveled out there by Parente, meant for Shea, who gave it to Porter. Back to Parente, ran to 49. Squaring kick. Freeman the target, got it. Outpointed his opponent on that occasion. And we'll go back and have a shot on goal for number 4. And a chance to reduce the margin to 17 points here at Darley Park. So he wastes no time. And Freeman's got 4.
Had a bit of luck. Bloke slipped over, Todd.
Well, he's got it done. Keeping your feet is half the art of footy. Darley 11-7, 73 lead. Bacchus Marsh 9-2, 56. So the Cobras with the only 2 goals of this final term managed to reduce the margin from 27 to 17. Still plenty of time. 12 minutes gone, final term here. We're back in the middle of the ground for a reset after Joel Freeman's 4th goal of the afternoon. Impey and Gertz give that tap to Gertz. Leading into the race of the ball was Shea. Went to ground.
Going to play what?
A ball up. So there'll be a stoppage. On outer side, middle of the ground. So it'll be Gertz who won that tap. Huxtable dispossessed through traffic. Bewley high up and under kick. At the back there was Gardner, did the defensive thing and went the spoil and then knocked it again forward. Goal side, but only as far as McCurchery gathered and got it to Meeson, who went with the right boot to half forward and found McCreary, who wheeled onto that right boot, wasted no time and went into attack. Freeman the target. Oh, nearly took it. Follow-up work was good. Kick with the outside. And he's put it through. Freeman's kick 5 here at Darley Park. Well, that was a good finish there from Freeman. Good work from McCreary. We've got a game on here. 3 unanswered goals by the Cobras in this final term has reduced the margin to 11 points. And who could forget the corresponding fixture here last year when Taylor Hoyne kicked a late one to get it done for the Cobras by a point. So... game on. Darley 73, Bacchus Marsh 62. Ball up. Impey stayed down, won the tap and the second one. Good as a kick. Got it to half forward. Looping after it was Bewley. Howland City got it in the end. Had to get around one and then another. Got ball to boot. Inside 50. Parente got a bad bounce. Meeson knocked the ball back to the defensive 50. Cobras have got numbers through Lafranchi. Right foot kick along the line. Meant for Gertz. Cut off by Azzopardi. And the Devils who have to raise their game here in the final turn. They just... haven't had this game on their own terms in the second half at all as Page goes lateral to Brett, who goes loping across half-back. And the kick is good and found Duncan Cabot, who just tipped it over the top for Collie, who marked and kept the ball moving over the top to Sullivan. Right in front of the members. Right foot kick goes in the Leonard direction. Owen's going to cut it off. Neither got a hand on it. Doing the mopping up there was Freeman, who's got back into defence, and the kick was good and found McCreary on the defensive 50. He switches play wide. Kicks okay to Jenks.
Shush, Roseanne.
I was wondering who that was. As Jenks concedes. A 45 kick back to Owen in the defensive 50. Penetrating kick. Johnson did well. Running back with the flight. Had to go to ground though. Momentum took him there. Lafranchi's got a couple to beat. They'd be lucky to get away with this.
Yeah, nearly holding the ball.
Ready will.
Fumble.
So, call that what you will. It's a let off for both sides, really. Owen's kick not finding Lafranchi, and
should have been holding the ball.
And the numbers got there to from the Devils to hold Lafranchi up, but the umpire said, I'll have it. So it'll be a ball up. Centre wing out of side. Freeman in the ruck. Impey won that tap. To Azzopardi, kept trying. Tumlin kicked a half forward. Been cut off there by Meeson. Been okay today. Plays on. Wild hair pass meant for Huxtable. Cut off by Baker. Looking for options. Can he find one? Bewley was that at a stop and crop. Tackled there by McCreary. Held to him. Ball up on half forward. Yeah, Baker was bereft of options there, and that high handball for Bewley. He just didn't get any momentum on that handball receive. Ball up. Freeman won the tap. Give him that. Through traffic goes Joel Cadman. It was terrific in the first half. So we ball up on half forward here. And it'll be Freeman and Impey. Neither won that tap. Baker at ground level. Tackled there by McCreary. Tackled, taken to the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up.
Spencer's waving his arms there like he's an eagle about to soar off.
There was a supporter coming out of him there, wasn't it? Ball up. Tap one by Impey. Clean bowl Baker. Second effort was okay. Ground level ball. There'll be a ball up on half forward. He'll be better for the run, Baker.
Yes,
After
definitely.
7 weeks off, he'll sleep well tonight.
Yes. Been very good, Todd.
Ball up. Impey. Won that tap. Only as far as Huxtable. And he was just thrown out of the contest. Umpire let it go. Chance here for McCreary, who's got better the longer the game's gone. His second effort was good. Then he was tackled, taken to the ground by Baker. Spelled to as the party. Pressure's gone up here. Tackle from Huxtable was good. Ogden ended up with a footy and then went further afield to Freeman. He got it to Nixon. Nixon on half forward. Gave the hand pass over the top. It's coming back here.
Downfield.
And they're going to go against Collie, I think.
Yeah, Collie.
So it's McKercher with ball in hand. We've got a game on here at Darley Park. Stick with us on Apple 98.5 FM. And it'll be the blood rule. Someone's going off for a spell. It'll be
Huxtable
Porter.
and Huxtable. Both Huxtables going off and Porter.
So the ball in hand of McKercher. So he'll send the Cobras into attack. Darley lead by just 11 points here. After leading by 23 at the half, it's been reduced to 11. So McKercher sends the ball, he goes wide into the pocket. Owen presents, second grab, has he got it?
Got it.
Umpire said no, over the line, boundary throw-in.
I went with the crowd, they were clapping, Todd.
You went with the Spence option.
Over the fence.
Boundary throw-in, Cobras in attack here. Breezy conditions now. There's the throw-in. Gertz at the back, through traffic, Nixon gets tackled, taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up, 35 metres out from the Cobra goal. 18 and a half minutes gone. Final term, Darley 73, Bacchus Marsh 62. Ball up, tap one by Gertz, went boundary side, kick across the body from McCreary into the goal square and thump through for a behind there by Matthew. Brett did the discipline thing to deny Freeman. So now we've got a 10-point ball game. Darley 73, Bacchus Marsh 63. 19 minutes gone, final term. How about that for a kick out of defence? Right to the middle of the ground. Myers tackling a tip, couldn't get a kick across the body. Look out for Gardner. He's coming after Meeson. Meeson gathered, just about didn't have it at the end, but the umpire let it go. Chance here for Jenks. Threw it away. Call that even, one each. As the ball's high up and under, kicking in the middle of the ground. Nixon couldn't get his hand on it. Grand ball opportunity here for Graham. He was dispossessed. Doing well there was Z. Stratton. Took them on. Threw it away in the end. Matt Triccardi went back through traffic. Find the hand pass up to Dedham, who got it to Joel Cadman. Right foot kick in the Johnson direction. He's got 2 to beat. Owen went the thumb. Got enough on it to knock it through for a rush behind. He's covered some ground today, Owen. Coughing up the frequent fly miles. So Darley 74, Bacchus Marsh 63. Near 20 minutes gone, final term. Owen to bring the ball back into play. He'll come out of side of the ground. Freeman the target. Rake at the back, took a nice mark over the top of Sullivan. And he kept going along. Coppers have got the confidence up here at the moment. Who found Nixon on centre wing out of side. Got Freeman short if he wants.
No good.
They need to score. You're right, Fridge. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. Myers from the side. Fly nearly got tunnelled there by McKercher. Page. Left foot kick across the body. Goes in the Collie direction. Got 2 to beat. Freeman had plenty of it. Took a nice mark. Been good today, Freeman. Kick 5. And hasn't had all his possessions inside 50 either. His work rate's been good. He has kicked one on the full too, so he's had 6 or 7 shots on goal. The only forward of the day to do so. So he went to Craig, and you'd reckon the Cobras were leading here at Darley Park as Craig concedes to Owen. He went back into the defensive 50 towards underwater. This tick needs to be good, and it was. And they're away here if they've got some presence. It's Meeson in the middle. Bishop was good, but it was a strong mark taken there by Meeson, who did well. Went short over the top towards Gates, over towards Craig, sorry. Onto that right boot to the attacking 50. He's found Myers, laces out. Turnover. Short kick from Myers, found Page. So Freeman just standing over on the outer side, just corralling, denying the Devils an option. So he went to Member's side, and the kick was good. Got it towards Cadman, who went towards half forward. Gardner did well, took the grab, and then went for the square and kick to Joel Cadman. How will it bounce? Johnson's brought into the contest now. He's got 3 Cobras around him, help without it. Umpire called play on. The other umpires come in. It was the right call. And it's Will Johnson with pulling hand on half forward. So he goes with the right boot, presenting right, sets himself up the way by Bissell, did well, fell into the hands of Baker, didn't want to kick it, and then was forced to do so in the air, went by hand to Denham. Baker's second effort was good, kicked it across the body, high up and under. Joel Cadman's got 3 to beat, spoiled the marking attempt on Owen. Cadman still good through traffic, taken to the ground. Bewley comes in to lend assistance, tackled by Graham, taken to the ground. Take a bow, all and sundry. There with your ball up 30 metres out from the Darley goal.
Rough and tough, Toddy. It's rough and tough.
Darley 11-8-74, Bacchus Marsh 10-3-63. Tick over 4 minutes left in this final term.
It's good footy.
Ball up. Give that tap to Johnson. Knocks into the hot spot. Need to be clean here, Craig, but corralling there was Meeson. Fired the hand pass out to McCreary. He's had a good second half. Right foot kick towards half back. Well, Nixon didn't touch the ball. There was a couple of Devils who went out and they could have just collided there. Might have been Sullivan and Lahure there. There'll be a ball up right in front of us here on half forward for the Devils. Darley lead by 11 points. Tick under 4 minutes to go. McKercher took on Sullivan. Tackled, taken to the ground. Collie did the right thing and just ushered it over the line for a boundary throwing. So even contributions across the board from both sides. There's been no real standouts. No. Well, Freeman's 5 goals has been a point of difference. There's the ball in. Tap one by Impey. Denham got it to Baker. Searching hand pass. Got it to Riley Matricati. Left foot kick in the right direction. He sets himself. Ball at ground level. Knocked through by Owen for another minor score for the Devils. So they're just scrambling well in the back half of the Cobras, as I just did then. 11-9-75 Darley. Bacchus Marsh 10-3-63. Near 24 minutes gone. Parente goes to the members' side of the ground beyond the defensive 50. Huxtable had the ball knocked away from him. Fell into the hands of Meeson, who's been okay. He got it to Gates, up and under kick, gained about 35 metres for their side. And the ball found its way over the line for a boundary throw-in. Half forward for the Devils members' side of the ground. North Ballarat lead Redan by 18 points. Sebastopol, well, they were home before they went away. Ball, boundary throw-in. Shark there by Porter through ball on to boot. Pressure was good there from the Devils. Huxtable was up to the task. High up and under kick towards half forward. Well, Page nearly took a terrific mark going to ground because he just tied himself in a bit of a knot there as ball went to ground. And there'll be a ball up on half forward for the Cobras. 20 metres in front of the Darley coach's box. Chance here for, well, no one really to extricate. There's just a half a dozen or so players there. So it'll be Gertz and Impey. Gertz won that tap only as far as Joel Cabot, who went the thump. Rather hopeful than anything else. Fell into the hands of Shea, who was tackled and taken to the ground. There'll be a ball up. So repeat stoppage. Gertz, Ingham, call it even. Huxtable through ball to boot. Couldn't get it through traffic. Frankie, neither could he. Ground ball. Scrappy play. Desperate stakes. Who can be clean? Porter was, but then was dispossessed. Ground level ball, Frankie with the tackle. And there'll be a stoppage. Centre wing members side of the ground here. Darley 11-9-75. Lead Bacchus Marsh 10-3-63. Ball up. Tap one by Gertz. How will it sit? Chance here for Bewley was terrific. So too McCreary, ground ball. Darley got numbers here. Now through Spiteri, who ran his measure. Right foot kick. Inside half forward. The mark's been taken there by Wright. So Wright with ball in hand. Goes for the high kick. It's going to ask plenty of Myers and Johnson, but Owen took an uncontested mark at the end with some good defensive blocking. So the kick from Owen went out in direction of Bissell, who overran it. Darley got numbers. Sullivan can go back to Page, but he ignores that option. Went to Baker. Outstretched hand, got a lucky hand on it. Matricani got ball to boot, but then was dispossessed, and the Cobras are away through McKercher, who went short and found Porter. Found Porter, went to half forward, Devils through Brett, got it to Page, who was tackled, taken to the ground. And there'll be a ball up, 50 metres out from the Cobra goal. Desperate stakes here. 12-point lead to the Devils. 11-9-75. Bacchus Marsh 10-3-63. 2 minutes to go. Tap one by Impey. Collie over the ball. Ground level opportunity here. Shark there by Porter. Been good. Got it to Ogden. Over to Kovacevic. Chance here for the Cobras are going. The Freeman direction. The fly. Hasn't got it. Ground level ball. Shark by McCreary. Kick across the body. Bouncing ball goes across the face. And through for a minor score. 11-point ball game. Darley 11-9-75. Bacchus Marsh 10-4-64.
Geez, they're cramping up, Todd.
So Matty Brett goes short out of defence and the kick's okay. So they're not in a real hurry to keep the ball moving. Joel Cadman playing Darley's best today, I reckon. Right foot kick to centre wing. That's a good flying mark there by Impey. So Impey's over the jet lag. Right foot kick goes into the middle of the ground to Collie, who's been okay today. Can kick it to the advantage of Spiteri. Going to ask a lot of him. Ogden's no slouch on the foot. Squarey kick's good and found Gardner 40 metres out from goal. And the look on Gardner's face, he looked like he'd run 300 metres. He fed him ran 3.
All right, and he was looking to heaven.
So Gardner with a shot on goal. He's kicked 2-2 this afternoon. Took another mark of the year contender.
Where's the routine?
Darley 11-9-75. Bacchus Marsh 10-4-64. Gee, it's nearly a forward 50 entry for the Cobras. He's gone that far back.
It's a fair kick.
So Gardner.
Fair kick.
Under 2 minutes to go. Final term. He'll kick on centre half forward. Gets plenty of it. Won't get the distance. Used up some important time. Right. Was Leonard, in fact, got plenty of it. Umpire called play on. Underwater. A bit lazy with the hand pass. Right was good to bail it up in the end. And there'll be a ball up, 10 metres out. Tops from the Darley goal. 15 seconds left. Darley's going to win this local derby here. While many predicted that result coming in, Darley have been unable to do it on their own terms. In fact, they've been held goalless in this final term. They put up a good fight, the Cobras, but Darley are going to win. Kick, left foot kick across the body for Bewley. Owen managed to save the day on the last line and usher it through from behind. So Owen's been very good too. But so too McCreary. This will be the last kick of the day. Kick to an open space. And the mark's been taken there by Duncan Cadman. So that was Darley's first game off the bye. And they've managed to get it done. They sort of ran out of gas in the end. They couldn't kick a goal. They couldn't kick a goal in that last quarter. They managed 5 behinds, if you don't mind. 11-10-76, Darley have defeated Bacchus Marsh 10-4-64. Here, play that theme song.
Side by side we stick together, uphold the Darley name. Hear the barricades are shouting, as old barricades shout. Oh, the premiership's a cake for the good old Darley team.
Connors with Darley in the end. They prevailed despite being outscored 6 goals 4-4-5 after half time. They've hung on to win over a gallant Bacchus Marsh. The Cobras 10-4-64 have been